Welcome to Lockdown Minis. I'm Richard, and in this video I'm going to show you how I base my Ultramarines. This base is really quick and effective, and it's also super easy to replicate, which makes it easier when I'm adding new units. So, let's get to it. First you'll need some medium stones or pieces of slate. I'm using a 40mm base here, and as you can see it takes up roughly about a quarter of the base. First I'll place them where I want them, and when I'm happy I use a bit of super glue just to secure them. For this next step I'm going to be using this, which is Tamiya's Diorama textured paint, and it just makes basing so easy. I'm using the soil effect dark earth on these bases, and this tends to be my go-to, and it's just so easy to paint over, although you can just use it straight out of the tub. Spread the textured paint all over the base. I'm using just an ordinary skewer here, but anything will do. Watch out not to cover your stones with this. And don't worry about being neat here, just lay it on nice and thick. As you can see, it's pretty messy at the minute. Top tip as well, if you're going to use a brush to put this on, make sure you use an old brush that you don't mind being ruined. The grit from this just really tends to stick in the bristles, and it'll take you forever to get it out. Now that we have the whole base covered, we're going to take off the excess, just to scrape away the top layer, leaving a nice thin coat of soil. And I'm scraping this straight off the base and straight back into the pot for me to use next time. Once that's done, clean off the edges with a paper towel or a bit of tissue, and then it's good for undercoating. In this case I've used a black undercoat by Citadel, just straight out of the can. Now we just need to paint all the soil areas just with leather brown by Vallejo. Try and be careful enough not to paint the stones in this stage, and it'll save you having to go back with the black later on to paint those again. Once the leather brown has dried, I'm going to be applying 2 washes to the base. The first will be Agrax Earth Shade, applied towards the back of the base, and then Seraphim Sepia at the front of the base. What I'll then do is I'll wet blend the two together in the middle, and this should create an even transition throughout the base, but it'll also give, using these 2 washes, it'll also give an effect of shadow towards the rear of the base, and then more light towards the front of the base. As you can see here, I've heavily applied both of these washes. I'm now going to wet blend these together. You can see I'm letting that sepia just drip into the Agrax Earth Shade, and I'm just going to pull them forward, so I'm pulling that sepia down into the Agrax Earth Shade, just to leave the darkest area at the bottom, as you can see here. Now I'm going to apply a dry brush of Wolf Grey to the stones. At first this will look to be a little light for the stones, but don't worry about that, as we'll be coming back later to add a shade to these, just to tone that straight back down again. I'm applying this as a highlight, so the majority of the brush strokes will be done downwards to leave the colour on the uppermost edges. Now we're just going to tone those highlights down just by adding a shade of Agrax Earth Shade. I also continue with the Agrax Earth Shade just around the stones, just to give the impression that these stones are casting shadow. Finally, I'm just going to finish this off with a black ring around the base. I think this solid black really makes the lighter colours pop out. And here it is, the finished base. It's quick and easy, and you don't even have to use these colours, just use the same techniques and experiment a bit. If you've liked this tutorial and you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. You can also now find me on Instagram by searching for lockdown_minis. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.